Hey everybody, Chad Himes here. Happy Wednesday and welcome back to the Achieve Your Apex podcast. Thanks for joining me yet again. Hoping you're enjoying as we go through my book, Achieve Your Apex, and we're going to help you get deeper and closer to any apex you're working towards by understanding the lessons that I brought to you in the book and the things I know will help you get where you're going. Now, you can follow the podcast here every Wednesday, wherever it is you listen to podcasts. You can also find the episodes on YouTube, youtube.com/Chad Himes, and then find the playlist for Achieve Your Apex. And you'll be able to watch the episodes if that's what you would prefer. Last week, we talked about strengths and weaknesses. And I want to get a little bit more into that because strengths and weaknesses are so crucial because we all have them and it's what makes us unique. Unique like a tiger. And what do I mean by that? No two tigers look alike. The stripes are not on their fur. The stripes are actually on their skin. If you shaved a tiger, please do not do this. The host of the podcast does not support you going and shaving a tiger. Yet, if you were silly enough to do this, you would find that their stripes were actually on their skin. And no two tigers look alike. See, they have uniqueness. So do we as people. Just as our fingerprints are different, so are our strengths and weaknesses. No two people are going to be alike. So, taking time to do the exercise I talked about last week is crucial for you because it'll help you identify those strengths and those weaknesses. If you don't know what they are, start asking people. They know what your strengths and weaknesses are. They'll tell you where you're strong and where you're weak. And sometimes we rely on our weaknesses too much. We have to work on leveraging and letting go our weaknesses, developing our strengths, as we talked about last week. There are so many great examples of this. And the first one that comes to my mind, he's a big man, and that's Shaquille O'Neal. And whether you're a basketball fan or not, and I'm not a huge basketball fan, you know Shaquille O'Neal, right? He's a personality. Now, we also know that there's a term in basketball called hack-a-Shaq because he was so bad at free throws. That was his weakness. Okay. He never fixed it. Did he attempt to? He may have. He may have worked on it. He never fixed it. He never became good at free throws and said, well, you know what? I got to get better at that because then I'll be a better player overall. No, he said, don't worry about it. I'm going to dunk all over you. I'm going to be a better guard down in the point player down in the middle. I don't know what the position specifically is. He was a dominant force when he was underneath the basket. And that's what Shaq was. He knew his strength. He was bigger than everybody at that time in the league, that's for sure. He was stronger than everybody, and he used his strength to become one of the greatest players of all time. He did not worry about his weakness, which was his free throw ability. There are so many great stories like this that we know. People who focused on one thing. How many movie people have attempted to do comedy and stunk at it, but they were really good at the drama, or vice versa? They were really good at the drama and then they stink at the comedy. They learn their strengths, their weaknesses. There are some actors that we only see in certain types of movies again and again and again. Come on, look at Schwarzenegger, right? We saw him in the big action movie, and then he was in the comedy movie that made fun of him being the big action guy. Did we ever take him seriously as the romantic lead in some movie? No. Okay. He knew his strengths, he knew his weaknesses. He played to one, he leveraged away the other, and just said, that's not interesting when that script shows up. I want you to understand the power that leveraging your weaknesses away can do. Leveraging can mean just ignoring. I mentioned that I'm not a great gardener. Okay, I can leverage it away, or I can just go live somewhere that doesn't have a garden or a yard at all and not worry about it. The choice is yours how you want to leverage it away. I mentioned the tiger. The tiger is an amazing creature. Tiger is an apex creature. And I want you to understand, we researched apex creatures as we were writing the book, and I was putting it together for you. And that was to figure out what we could learn from these apex creatures out there, as well as the apex of a mountain. Tigers don't like loud sounds. So here's a tip. If you're ever in the forest, desert, I don't even know exactly where they're going to be, you can make a lot of noise. Okay? They'll run. They have low endurance. So if you're running from a tiger, just keep running. They'll tire out, hopefully. They can't climb trees. Get moving. Okay? And tigers are very solitary. So tigers could actually starve because if they're hurt, they don't have another tiger helping them along the way. See, they have lots of weaknesses, yet they're still one of the greatest killing machines on the planet because they know their weaknesses. They ignore their weaknesses. Do they run from loud sounds? Yes, they put themselves in situations where there are a lot of loud sounds if they can help it. Do they worry that they can't climb trees? No, they stay away from trees when they're doing what they need to be doing because they can't climb them. So why have them? Okay. Low endurance. They're not planning to chase you down for hours. Good thing you aren't the one they're actually chasing. But the animals that they are hunting, they won't chase for hours. They know how to attack correctly. Tigers are amazing creatures and they have so many strengths because they are fast. They can hurt you in so many ways with teeth and claws, right? And they can sneak up on you that you won't even know they're beside you until it's too late. They know how to use their strengths. They've leveraged away their weaknesses so that tigers can be an apex killing machine. When you figure out how to take those strengths to that next level, like Shaq standing underneath a basket, when you learn how to leverage those weaknesses away so you don't have to worry about those movies that aren't your role to take, aren't your scripts to even read, and you focus only on the things that you know can make you use your weaknesses, your strengths at a high level, you're going to have the results that everybody's going to envy. Now, I'm going to talk to you about a thing right between strengths and weaknesses, which is the OK plateau on our next episode. So make sure you join me for the next episode of the Achieve Your Apex podcast by subscribing so that you automatically get them downloaded for you when they drop every Wednesday. And we'll keep going until our next episode. Keep climbing.